This existence in itself, this life, this experience that we're having in itself is invaluable. Hey y'all, and welcome back to another video. I'm so glad to be back on screen and chatting again because it's been you know, I don't know if y'all get that, but if you feel me, yeah. Today what we're gonna be talking about is basically some money talk. Let's talk money, let's talk coins, let's talk currency, right? What the goal of this video is to basically restructure your idea around currency and what you believe is worth currency. In America, we're taught that hard work is valuable, right? We're taught that labor is valuable. We are taught that you go to work, you put in 40 hours a week, and you're rewarded money through currency, right? And then in turn, you use that currency, that money, to pay your bills that help you survive, basically. And it's just all a cycle, right? Whenever we really talk about the effect that this has on our perspective of money, of how we view money, how we view currency, you'll see that, 9 times out of 10, most people are in a scarcity mindset when it comes to money. Most people are in a lack mindset. They're in a scarcity mindset. They believe that there's not enough to go around, that everyone has to get it how they live, that if this person earns this, that means they take away from me. Crab, the barrel crab, whatever, y'all know. So we're taught that, if you don't work hard, you don't deserve money. If you don't labor, if you don't work day and night, if you don't do all these things, then you're not valuable. You don't deserve money, right? As we see in society today, the scarcity mindset, the lack mindset is still being perpetuated in everyday life, right? They're warped in this mindset that says money does not come easily. Life should be hard. You should have to work hard for money, right? And that's where I like to challenge that idea, that thought, because, growing up in an immigrant household, even if you're like back home, like literally scarcity, lack is ingrained in you. You're taught that you don't have enough, you never have enough, you always have to, work extra hard, work 10 times as hard for the things that other people have, right? So you grow up with that mindset that, money is supposed to be hard. You're supposed to work hard for money, right? So what does this create? This creates anxiety. This creates suffering. This creates lack in general around money, right? When you pay bills, you're anxious about paying those bills. You're anxious about spending that money. When you want to go out and have a good time, you're just spending money without thought, because you know that when you look at your bank account in the morning after you sobered up, you're going to regret it. It's like, okay, it's either don't spend it at all, hold on tight to it because money doesn't come to you, right? Or it's, spend it but with closed eyes because you don't want to see that exchange happening because you think that it perpetuates the lack that you're already in. I hope this is making sense. I'm not going to go too deep into this topic today because I really just want to introduce this idea to people, to just some food for thought to help maybe change the way that you look at money. So that's the basis of it. That's our foundation. That's our structure. That's what we're starting with, right? What I want to dive deeper into is what traits we deem valuable of currency, of wealth, of money, right? So again, looking at the American structure, traits that are deemed valuable, worthy of currency, of money, are generally very masculine traits, right? Hard work, hard labor, long hours, action, drive, all that. Those are what are deemed valuable in American society. Those are the traits, the characteristics, the actions that are being rewarded. When we think of money, it's not just, you know, a dollar bill, right? We have multiple forms of currency, and they all operate in the same manner through the economic system. They all flow, right? Money flows. It comes, it goes. It comes, it goes. It serves many purposes. And when you begin to look at money for like the spirit that it is, with both masculine and feminine traits, and you begin to understand that it's not the actual tangible piece of paper that is worth value, but the spirit in itself, if that makes sense. I don't know. But what I want to encourage you all to look at is your feminine qualities, your feminine characteristics, and understanding that these characteristics are also valuable. These characteristics are also worth currency. It's not just like, oh, you work hard and you get rewarded in currency. It's you are as you are. You are a divine being. You are this very valuable person, and in that value, wealth finds you, currency finds you, right? You don't have to do much but exist to be valuable, you know? This existence in itself, this life, this experience that we're having in itself is invaluable. There's not a price that could contain it, right? Shifting your mindset when it comes to what you deem valuable, what you deem worth money, and understanding that feminine traits, what are feminine traits? Creativity, emotional intelligence, collaborating, vulnerability, connection to nature, warmth, intuition, knowledge, knowing. These traits in itself, again, are invaluable. They're worth more than currency. They're worth all the currency in the world. And understanding when you find yourself perpetuating these characteristics, understanding, knowing, and telling yourself, affirming to yourself that these traits are of value. These traits are worth currency. These traits are wealthy, you know, affirming yourself, you know, because using your word, because as you say, so it is, right? And affirming to yourself that these feminine traits are worth just as much, if not more, as the masculine traits that, you know, society deems valuable of currency. Reiterating to yourself and, you know, taking action on these feminine characteristics and using them as a form of currency, because they are. It's not just the masculine. It's two sides of the same coin, and they're both valuable. Whenever we're spending money, right? Like I said already, you know, most people in the United States are in lack mentality. They're in scarcity mode, and it's not their fault. Obviously, this is the structure that was created around us. It's just up to us to become aware of these limits that are put on us, you know, the lack that was created for us to perpetuate and to continue to spread, you know, because there's enough resources on earth for everyone, every single being, every single person to be well off. It's us as humans that create this lack and the scarcity. There's no such thing as lack. When discussing money and discussing how we as people spend money, right? How we interact with currency, and how most of the time, you know, people are interacting with currency with anxiety, with closed arms, with fear, right? You really have to reprogram. First I'd recommend is getting to the root. When was money introduced to you? When did you first learn about money, and how has that instance, that occurrence really shifted and shaped your relationship with money and how you see money and how you see accessibility to money? Start there, understand that, and then we're gonna work backwards in basically restructuring our perspective of money and currency. I know that, like I said, I grew up in an immigrant family, so like lack, scarcity was prevalent. You know, that's like all there was. It's just survival mode. Like, so my first relationship with money is that it just It was something that was hard to come by, and it was something that didn't come around often. So when we got it, we had to hold on to it for as long as we could. And then when we had to spend it, it was very anxiety and fear ridden whenever the spending would occur. So now, understanding how that relationship works, I can better shift my mentality when it comes to interacting with currency. And instead of, having all my transactions be anxiety and fear ridden, I'm understanding like, oh, like money comes and goes. Money comes and goes. It's a current. It will flow constantly. That's what it does. It comes and goes. Whether or not you choose to spend it is your choice, and based on your premonitions about how money is. So now that I'm restructuring that relationship, I'm practicing gratitude when spending money instead of practicing anxiety and fear. Instead of being sad that I have to, spend money to fix my car or spend money to pay my rent, I'm grateful that it is there for me to complete this transaction. It is there for me to access these opportunities I wouldn't have the ability to access without it. It's not a fear thing anymore. I don't feel like I'm losing anything. I'm accessing this tool, and this tool is allowing me new experiences, right? When you start to shift your perspective more on abundance rather than lack and fear and worry, you see that money truly comes to you easy. And you see that money is truly always there for you. You just have to acknowledge it. You have to acknowledge that connection. Every time, let's say you go and buy your favorite coffee, right? Because what do you want? You want the coffee. That's the experience that you're yearning for. So money is a tool that allows you access to these experiences, to these products, whatever it is that you want. Recognizing that accessibility in itself is something to show gratitude for, right? I remember I was in DC, and this girl, she bought us shots, me and my friends. And afterwards I thanked her. I'm like, oh, thank you so much for getting us these. And she's like, that's nothing, girl. I just want y'all to have a good time. And really understanding the way that some people see currency is crucial. Like, if you are only around people that see currency as lack and scarce and fear-ridden, it's time to go, because I promise that is the state that you will stay in. You will continue to perpetuate that broke mindset. That's another thing, like what you identify with. If I never say I'm broke, I never say I'm broke. I don't care if I have negative $1.2 in my account. I will never identify with poverty, because it's an identity. It's a state of being that you can choose to opt out of, because it doesn't matter how much money you have in your bank account. Abundance is a state of being. It's not based on the numbers in your account, because we know plenty of people, millionaires, billionaires, that are still stuck in this scarcity, this lack mindset, which is why they're constantly taking from others, because they have fear that they don't have enough for themselves. Back to the story. She was like, it's nothing. I just want you guys to have a good time. And that really clicked for me, because it's not about the money. It's about the access that money provides, right? She felt that us having a good time was more valuable than the money that she spent. And that's where the shift happens, when you start to weigh your experiences of life as more valuable, as invaluable, than currency. Then it doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't. It does not matter how much money you have. Your experiences, the way you go about life, will always bring you fulfillment and value, because you know that it's about the essence of life rather than the money, the currency, the monetary value. I hope this, like, you know, lit up a light bulb in someone's head somewhere, because, you know, I'm working through my money blocks. I'm working through the way that I see wealth and abundance, and working towards becoming more abundant. So I, you know, thought I'd share some of what I've been processing, and hopefully it can help someone. I definitely want to go more in depth on this, and, you know, how we can make that shift happen. So if you'd like to see that, leave me a comment down below, and just leave me a comment. Let's chat. It's been a minute since I've been on here. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until I see you all again, peace and love. Bye.